Okay, guys, here we are. 2 weeks ago, we did a huge baseball preview. We're going to be talking about baseball again. This is Paul Meadors, Austin Kemp, Clovis Sports Report. We haven't come up with a specific name yet either, huh? We kind of dropped the ball on that.
I think I forgot. We actually had a list going.
Yeah.
After we filmed last one to now, I don't think I thought about it one time.
Okay.
But
We'll get there.
yeah, we'll get there.
We'll eventually get there. Okay, so baseball is in full swing. Austin has done a fantastic job knocking everything out of the park, so to speak. Been doing rankings, quick hits, notebooks, videos, all kinds of highlights. So make sure you guys check the website. Obviously, follow us on Twitter at Paul Meadors, at __Kemp, right? And we added Jeff Brown. Been doing some highlights too. So follow Jeff. What's his?
Jeff_CSR is his Twitter handle, and he's kind of just posting highlights.
Yeah.
Not really writing anything, but he's out at a game pretty much every day there is a game, just getting video highlights, which are cool to check out.
Absolutely. Yeah. So make sure you guys are checking all that stuff. So yeah, we're going to spend, 15, 20 minutes just breaking down baseball, what we like so far, the players we've seen. We've had some exciting games. I mean, the track is off to a phenomenal start, record-wise.
Yeah, they are. They've all kind of had their hiccup against Memorial, except Clovis North, of course. But as a whole, the Coke Classic, it doesn't provide the best competition, I don't think, on a week-to-week basis. But, I mean, I guess you only play who's put in front of you. And outside of Memorial, the track is pretty much dominating as we expected.
Yeah. And you've been updating your top 10 lists for, every 3 or 4 days, it seems like. A little bit of movement. So why don't you just run down what you've got so far? The top 4 teams, I think, are super legit. I like those top 4. 3 of them are track schools. So why don't you kind of go down the list and maybe just give a little synopsis of, at least the top 4 teams.
So right now our number 1 team is Clovis North. They're 6-0. This is a team in 6 games just giving up 2 runs on the mound. Riley Cooper, Ryan O'Hara, Luke Sula, just all getting it done. And like Cooper and O'Hara, those are guys that can run it up to upper 80s, maybe touch 90 once in a while. They're dominating, again, like we expected coming into the year. The thing that kind of surprised me about Clovis North, and maybe I should have seen it coming a little bit more after being out there, but they are so fast on offense. I don't know if I quote unquote rake on a day-to-day basis. They have been scoring runs, but a lot of that stuff is from their speed. They can put the ball on the ground, beat it out. They can, once they get on first base, they steal bases. They have at least 5 guys that you would label plus speed, in my opinion. So that makes it tough on any high school defense and pretty much any level of baseball. Number 2 team, we had Memorial. Obviously not the track, but they did go, I think, 4-1 against track opponents in the Coke Classic. I think Memorial, they didn't show it against North. They got shut out, but I do think they have the best hitting lineup.
Okay.
Eddie Saldivar, Tanner Saguspi, Joey Bell, Mikey Bell, Magdalena, Jalen McMillan, a ton of guys. They can all swing it. Again, they didn't show it against North, but I think as the season goes on, once the playoffs roll around, we'll see Memorial probably has the best offense. And again, a team with a lot of speed. If you haven't seen Tanner Saguspi, check him out on the mound. He's coming in relief from Memorial right now. He'll probably stay in that role all year. This dude comes in, throws hard, good curveball, and can kind of just get after it.
Yeah.
And then 3 and 4, we have Clovis West and Buchanan right now. Clovis West, a little inconsistent with the bats right now, I'd say. They obviously have some guys that have some power, and Navarrete and Senaway, probably the most underrated player in the Valley. I don't know how that guy doesn't have any offers, right? Or he has 1 offer from Fresno Pacific.
Yeah.
He just got that, but that kid's hitting over 600. Having a great year, but they're obviously led by pitching. If they can put hits together more consistently, they'll climb in the rankings once the league rolls around. And then 4, Buchanan, who is 5-1. Maybe it was a little bit of an oversight by me starting them number 6, but I was so concerned about their youth. But on the other hand, like I've been telling people, they're so young, but so many of these guys one day are going to play college baseball.
Yeah.
Like, it won't be next year because most of them can't go play college next year, but they will play college baseball. It's just a matter of like how fast they get acclimated, and they're ahead of what I expected right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we'll dive a little bit deeper into some of their games and a little bit more on those players. But then at 5, you have Rigetti, 6, Liberty, 7, Stockdale, so a couple Bakersfield schools there. And then you have Central, a little bit of a surprise there at 5-1.
A little, I don't know if it's a surprise. I knew they could hit. Ryan Wiltsey on the mound can beat a lot of teams. But I like Coach Mulligan. He makes them play the game hard. He makes them do the things on offense to get the job done. And they're kind of holding pat at 5-1. They did lose to Bullard, which I think was a surprise to quite a bit of people.
Okay.
But I do think they are a top 10 team right now.
Okay, and then a couple more Bakersfield schools on your 9-10 spot. We have Centennial at 4-2 and Frontier 4-1-1.
And Frontier just about an hour ago they beat Tulare Western 4-2. So that's another D1 win
team.
for Frontier.
And when I see 4-1-1, you're probably like me. We haven't talked about this, but whenever there's a tie, I hate seeing a tie in a baseball. In a baseball record because it stays with them for the whole year.
It's a real bad visual.
It's a bad visual.
Very bad visual. It just throws you off. You look at it, it's like should they be behind a team who's 4-1? I don't know. The tie makes it weird.
Yeah, you get a half a point for that, or what do you mean?
Yeah, right.
Kissing your sister there, having that tie. And then Clovis East, they're not ranked in our top 10, but I think they're 4-2. Am I right on that?
They are actually 4-3 because they lost. So they maybe had a chance to get up to number 10 this week if they had beaten Bullard on Saturday. Coke Classic schedule works out. Bullard and East play on Thursday.
Okay.
East beat them 5-1, and then after North qualified for the championship, Bullard and Clovis East had to play again on Saturday in a rematch, which Bullard won. So they split those games. But again, East. Their pitching's getting it done on the days that Parker and Helmuth and even Elijah Acosta, those guys pitch, but I think they maybe just run out of gas on Saturday.
Okay.
But it's another team that they'll stay in games with their pitching.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Bullard is on the bubble too, but Bullard's 3-3, but they could very easily come in the top 10 really quick.
Yeah, they could get in the top 10, but I'm just telling you right now, for anyone who wants to put Bullard in their top 10, this is my thing. So far this year, they're 3-3. They've been no hit. Granted, they won that game, but they got no hit.
Yeah.
They lost to Buchanan, 9-2. They got shut out by Clovis West, and they lost to Clovis East.
Okay.
So don't tell me they're in the top 10 right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying people. I
People.
just got to get that off my chest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Internet people?
Internet people.
Internet people.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
firing me up.
Internet people are firing up Austin Kemp. All right, and then our other track school that's not in the top 10 is Clovis. So Clovis, you want to wear it a little bit, putting them preseason number 1?
All right, so I'll wear it. I do think they should have started preseason number 1. I think they had enough returning talent from a Valley Championship team to start number 1.
Yeah.
But what we also talked about in our preview show, you replace a legend. Maybe we underestimated how that transition was going to be. Obviously, things are going to, people can say things aren't going to be different. They can say it all they want. But at the end of the day, when that legend still isn't there, things might change. But they were in the game against Memorial on Saturday a little bit, but there were some rundown issues, maybe a first and third play issue that they couldn't defend. So maybe attention to some small details right now for them. But if they get hot on offense, who knows? Because Beal, Noah Beal on the mound has looked pretty good so far this year, and when he's on the mound, they can beat. They should be able to beat many teams if they can swing it a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. Before I get any further here, I don't think I mentioned our sponsor. Did I, Austin? Okay. So yeah. So back here, obviously, we're at First String Sports. You got the Letterman's jackets here. Baseball obviously is in full swing. Softball as well. I mean, tons of stuff. This is the place to go if you need any type of equipment like that, especially baseball bats and gloves. They got it all here. So thanks for First String Sports for hosting this. But yeah, so Memorial, they were moved up to D1, right?
Yeah.
They won D2 the last 2 years.
Yep.
Right. Okay. And like you mentioned before, they're as good a bet as anyone, to stay on top of our list for the entire year. You mentioned a few guys there, but when you mention, somebody of the talent of McMillan,
Yeah.
where he didn't play baseball last year. You got Delana out there in another corner spot. Two like D1 football players.
Yeah.
With speed out there.
Mm-hmm.
When you got a couple of top of the line athletes like that, it's going to be they're going to be there the entire year, and I think they're going to blow through the CMAC for the most part, right?
Yeah,
I don't see anybody's.
And it's just like that. That's where it becomes tricky because they will blow through the CMAC. So it's like, can they climb to number one with that league schedule, which isn't tough, and then will those other track schools like Clovis West or Buchanan, do they really have any legitimate shot to jump Memorial?
Yeah.
I don't know if they do, because I think you got to value, at least when you're making the playoffs, you got to value head to head or why to play the games.
Yeah.
So I mean, if Memorial goes, how many league games do you play? 15. If Memorial goes 14-1, 15-0 in league, then, or even 13-2, I don't know how you can justify putting the track second place team ahead of them, unless the track second place team was North or something, then it would get tricky.
Well, isn't that why
Right.
like the Coca-Cola Classic was pretty important, because when you
Exactly.
go back to playoff seedings, you're like, oh, well,
Because
maybe these guys-
Memorial won't play any of these track schools the rest of the year because they won't play them in Easter because they're going down south, and that would be the only other time. So Memorial's case of 4-1 against the track is going to hold the entire year.
Yeah.
So unless they start losing a bunch of games, they probably won't fall outside the top 2, maybe 3 the entire year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then you talked about Clovis North, what's impressed you so far, and you talk about their speed on the offensive side of the ball, and then you mentioned their pitchers. So Riley Cooper and O'Hara. Just when you got 2 top of the line starters, and I know Clovis West does as well.
Yeah.
And you saw O'Hara pitch, right?
I haven't seen O'Hara pitch live yet.
Okay.
But I know the stuff he has. I saw him last year. Granted, he's improved more.
Yeah.
But talking to Coach Prieto, he's getting like Pac-12 Big West looks right now, and I'm sure an offer will come if he keeps this up. So then you have a Pac-12 guy in Cooper, and then a potential Pac-12 guy as the number 2.
A draftable Riley Cooper too.
Exactly. Right.
A draftable guy.
For sure.
And when you got 2 top of the line starters like that, I'm just thinking about tournaments, and then once league rolls around in a couple weeks, when you got 2 studs, you could pencil in Tuesday, Friday, or Wednesday, Friday, or whenever it is. What kind of confidence does that give a team?
It gives you a ton of confidence. Like whenever, when I was coaching at Buchanan last year, whenever Fontaine or someone would take the mound, he was a 1.5 ERA guy. That's like, oh, we got to score 2 runs and we win this game. So that's how you can feel when you're North, when O'Hara or Cooper's on the mound. And if you get 2 runs, that's going to be enough on most days.
Yeah.
So, and then that's not even to mention they have not a little junior, but a junior, Caden Larson, who's a lefty. He's hurt, hasn't pitched all year this year, but he's a guy who ate up innings as a sophomore on varsity last year. So they add him to the mix, and that's a deadly rotation.
Yeah. And then at Clovis West, you got 2 Fresno State signees as well. So you've seen them throw, both of them throw this year. So I like both of them. When you got a couple guys out there that know what they're doing and D1 arms, I know tournaments and preseason, you kind of want to limit their innings. You're not going to show too much, but what do you like so far about those guys, or what do you think any of them might have to improve on?
Noah Galvin, when you see him on the mound, he knows what he's doing. Yeah. He can work the inside and outside of the plate. He can throw his curveball for a strike whenever he wants. It seems like he's kind of seemingly has a rubber arm this year, because I think he's appeared in 4 games already.
Yeah.
Whether he's starting or in relief, they're throwing him, and he's always wanting the ball. I love how he competes. And just talking to him, he's a good kid.
Yeah.
And when you look at Eshawn Henderson, I think if you talk to him or talk to coaches at Clovis West, they'd still tell you more consistent. But he has improved that consistency from last year, which was the first step. So if he keeps just honing it in the whole year, he's another guy who will just eat up hitters, because he throws harder than Galvin.
Yeah.
And it's from the left side, so that's gonna be tough to hit.
Well, from watching him pitch in the Memorial game, You're right. There'll be some innings where he's unhittable, and he's gonna tie some hitters up. And they're not gonna get anything good off him. But then you can see a little inconsistent, right? He threw that wild pitch. It's
Right.
that one that scored 2 runs on,
Yep.
right? And so you'll get a little bit of that mixed in with a lot of good.
Yep.
But yeah, when you got 2 arms like that, you're gonna be in every game when they're on the mound. And then I think that has their hitting surprised you a little bit? You talk. They've hit some bombs, right?
So they
got
put a 15 spot on Edison. They put they put 2 runs on Memorial, 2 runs on Bullard, 3 runs on Tulare Western. And then they'll have games where they'll score 15 on Edison. They scored 16 on Tulare Union.
Okay.
It's like it's kind of like peaks and valleys right now. I did think maybe they would score more of a consistent rate, but it's early.
Yeah.
It's February still.
Yeah.
But when you are just looking down the lineup, you have like Henderson and Navarrete, Sinaway, Driggs, a lot of guys who have the ability. Chauncey Turney even.
He had a home run.
He had a home run. Had a double against Tulare Western too.
Okay.
But yeah, I think once they start getting more at bats under their belts this year, that should turn into more consistent progress. But they all have the tools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we get to Buchanan, right? So I happened to see that Bullard game when they put up that 7th spot, all with 2 outs to come back and win 9-2. And man, once they got rolling, it was just kind of a hit parade. They just made things happen. Timo Becerra had that big bases loaded triple to take the lead. But those guys, they're just out there having fun. They're playing ball. They didn't seem phased too much about the clutch situations that they found themselves in. So, what's impressed you about those guys?
Like that Bullard game when they scored 7 in the 6th, it wasn't because Bullard was kicking the ball around or couldn't throw strikes. They had 8 hits in that inning, and they were smacking the ball around the yard. A guy that I really like is Josh Williams. He's the center fielder who committed to UCSB yesterday.
Yeah.
He's a junior, real good swing, left-hander. Dad was a former big leaguer. Again, it's a group who has played a ton of baseball together. I don't know. When I was involved with Buchanan baseball in that program, I saw these guys as 8th graders and freshmen, and every single weekend, I would see a handful of them playing some tournament, whether it was December, whether it was June, whether it was August, anytime. This is a group of sophomores and juniors who I have seen. It seems like they've played more baseball than anybody.
Yeah, there's dirtbags, right?
I guess they're just dirtbags, but they're talented.
Yeah,
and that culture is so good out there. They demand you to be working hard in BP, or else you won't play.
Yeah.
They demand you to be playing every pitch, or they'll just pull you off the field. I've seen it. I hear stories of it. They still do it to this day.
Yeah.
When the culture meets the talent, like it does every year, they're going to be in the mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're going to be fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's a fun team to watch. Okay, so looking forward, we talked about it. League is going to start in 2.5 weeks, we think. Does that sound about right?
2.5 weeks. Yeah.
About 2.5 weeks. So what do they got the next couple of weeks as far as tournaments and whatnot?
So this weekend is actually the SenCal Showcase. All the games are at a Clovis Unified facility. A bunch of teams from out of area, pretty much.
Yeah.
So some headliners are Turlock, who is ranked 13 in the state by PBR. They're playing at Buchanan on Friday night, and then at North on Saturday afternoon. And then most of these sites, if you go, and Frontier is also coming into town. They're playing Central on Friday and Clovis West on Saturday. So those are probably the 2 or the 4 key games you want to go see. They're on the website. If you go Clovis Sports Report, Division I baseball rankings, SenCal Showcase, you can see the schedule. I would go check that out. But there's a handful of games that should catch your interest if you're a local.
Yeah,
baseball
no
fan.
lack of games for sure on Friday and Saturday.
Right. There's a full slate.
Full slate, guys. Which one are you going to be at?
I'll probably I want to check out Turlock and Buchanan on Friday. So I think that's the headliner. But I think on Friday afternoon, I'm also going to check out Liberty and Clovis, who actually play at 3:30.
Okay.
So I'll probably be Liberty, Clovis at 3:30, Turlock, Buchanan at 6:30. And then on Saturday, I'm still up in the air, but I'll probably go to 2 as well and go Frontier, Clovis West, and then I'll decide on my afternoon game after that.
Okay.
So follow Twitter, follow Jeff on Twitter.
Yeah.
He'll be at 2 games on each day, or a game on each day too. Follow Paul.
Paul Meadors might even make an
He might
appearance
make
on
an
these
appearance
games.
as
I
well.
got basketball that night because I like to go to Selland Arena and get there early because I get free
Right.
food.
Exactly.
I
That's
take
key.
advantage. It's legit food,
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
So I get there early for the basketball game. So yeah, might be.
I think
making an
I
appearance.
just want to go on the record saying that Liberty Clovis game. We have Liberty at 6 in the Valley right now. If Clovis throws Beal, I think they'll beat Liberty on Friday.
Okay. You're on the record.
I'm on the record saying if Clovis throws Beal, they might if they don't do them, but I think Beal can shut out Liberty, and I don't know if Liberty has the pitching.
Okay.
So I just want that prediction out there.
Okay. That's a good prediction. We'll hold you accountable for that one.
and just I'll eat my crow. If I'm wrong.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Well, there you go, guys. Short, kind of for us because we're used to doing 40-minute shows. But
Yeah.
man, the content was perfect. It flowed. The information is out there for people to know about Division I baseball in the Central section.
Yeah.
With leaning a little bit more towards the Clovis schools because we are the Clovis Sports
I mean,
Report.
Yeah, I mean there's 3 in the top 4, so
So get out there, check out some games. We love going to games. Like we said, check out the Twitter for our highlights. We're Austin and Jeff. They're posting 8 to 10, sometimes 12 highlights of games. On their Twitter account. So go check that out. So fun weekend of baseball here, and we'll do this again soon. We'll check back. We'll make sure you guys check out the rankings, see who's hot, see who's not, and we definitely keep an eye on players as well. Did you mention that you listed an article with all the Division I?
Yeah, so if you check out the Clovis Sports Report page, you just go to the baseball tab, and the first article is pretty much every Central Section baseball player who has signed or committed to a college, and we did all divisions for that. So it doesn't matter what divisions 1 through 6. If you're signed or committed, want to see who is, then check it out.
Okay. Absolutely. Cool. Lots of stuff to read, lots of stuff to check out. So thank you guys for watching. And Austin Kemp, Paul Meadors, we'll see you guys soon.